hands up. Airborne! Homeward, launch. There.
That's Staff Sergeant Marcus Gilbert of the 82nd Airborne Division, calling out instructions to his troops.
Course, halt.
But this is no regular drill. They're doing this in front of millions of people.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
They are on the hit NBC television series, America's Got Talent.
Tell us about the group, please.
We are the 82nd Airborne Division All-American Chorus. We hail from North Carolina. We represent the 19,000 men and women that support and serve the Airborne Division.
This is amazing.
Judge Simon Cowell, a world-famous television personality known to be, well, blunt, to put it nicely, asks them some questions, including,
who are you doing this for?
Last week, we lost one of our soldiers, Specialist Elijah Crawford. So we're dedicating this performance to him and all of the soldiers that have passed before him. I told myself I wasn't going to. But yes.
That is very respectful.
Thank
I'm
you.
really sorry, by the way.
Thank you.
Really
the
sorry.
crowd and the judges are moved by this. A few seconds later, they begin their performance.
Poland,
Get ready, go. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. Every day.
The audience isn't sure what's happening. Is this the performance? And then,
I got sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? I'm talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey.
as you can guess, the crowd is going wild. They weren't expecting these 15 men and women dressed in full Army uniforms to be this talented.
I guess you would say, what can you say? We're talking about my girl. I'm talking about my girl with my girl.
A standing ovation ensues. The crowd can't get enough. And the judges?
Oh, yes.
That performance on July 7th of this year may have brought the chorus to the attention of millions, but the division has been around for over a half century. The group performs over 300 shows a year and follows its mission of telling the Army's story to audiences across the country and planet. In today's episode, our hosts sit down with two members of the chorus, Staff Sergeant Marcus Gilbert and Sergeant Damarielis Vargas, to talk about the group, their own musical journeys, their upcoming semifinal appearance on America's Got Talent, and, well, perhaps even perform a song for one of our hosts. I'm Carrie Varro-Heikes, and this is Army Matters.
Defining Possible starts at Northrop Grumman. With over 90,000 employees, including 16,000 veterans, Northrop Grumman is committed to pushing the limits of possible to deliver a safer, smarter future for America's warfighters and everyone they protect. Visit ngc.com to see how they're defining possible every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Army Matters. I am your co-host, the 15th Sergeant Major of the United States Army, and I am here very happily with my fellow co-host, Lieutenant General Retired Les Smith. Sir, how are you doing today?
SMA, Blue Eyes Dailey. I'm great. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm the 66th Inspector General of the United States Army, Lieutenant General Retired Leslie Smith. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing excellent.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm excited. You know why I'm excited, Les?
Why?
Because we get to talk to a tremendous group of soldiers today.
Okay.
I want to ask you a few questions. We'll start this episode. Normally we go back and forth, but I'm going to do a 60 minutes with you. How's that sound?
Okay. You know, I've been interviewed quite a bit, but I've never been interviewed by the former Sergeant Major of the Army, so I guess I could take this.
All right, let's jump
go.
in it. First question. What is your favorite song?
Yeah. It's Let's Get It On.
Let's get it on.
Ah, baby.
And why? Why is that your favorite song?
Why? It's by Marvin Gaye. So as a kid growing up, one of my uncles got it on a turntable, you know, the 45, you know, not the long pay, but the shorter one. Turntable.
Yeah.
I know our listeners don't know what turntables are, but I listened to that song, I think, for about like 2 hours as a kid growing up. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And part of the reason why I like the song is it's got my name in it. So you listen to it. I know you're going to Google it after we get done. It says my name. It says Leslie.
Leslie?
Yeah.
Does it?
It does.
I'm going to listen to it right after this.
Okay.
I got to listen to that.
All right. That's good.
You ever sing any of those songs in the shower or when you jump out of an airplane?
No, I wasn't. I was just thinking about getting to the ground.
All right. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I know you were a member of the 82nd Airborne.
The 82nd Airborne, yes. The #1 division in the United States Army.
Tell us about your experience there.
I loved it. First assignment after Captain's Career Course was in the 82nd. So I was a young captain before I took command, and I commanded the only airborne chemical company there at Fort Bragg. So
now, what year
I learned
was that?
about leadership. What year was that?
Yeah.
You really want to know? Come on, man.
I
You
want
make
to
me
know.
feel old. 1990.
90? Back in the day.
Yeah. You know, we walked around with, you know, big guns, walking around, your sleeves rolled up. Hey, this way to the beach. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So
maybe we're going to post
stuff.
a picture of you as a captain for this episode. What do you think?
You can do that.
Yeah. But our listeners need the full experience on this description.
That's no problem. And I had a little hair then too.
What?
Yeah, I used to. It was all high and tight because that's how we used to wear it in 82nd.
Wow. Back
And we
then,
ran a lot. We jumped a lot. We had a lot of fun.
Big muscles and hair, boys.
Big muscles and hair. That's right. And ran like the wind. We were gazelles. So my brother, who was also in the Army, came up to the 82nd one day. I said, hey, man, come on, let me show you how we do it in the Army. He was a cadet down at Florida A&M University.
Mm-hmm.
So we take him out one day to do officer PT. And you know what we did to him, right?
No, what?
We wore him out. We were like, this is how we run. This is what you got to get ready for there, future lieutenant. Let's go.
You didn't scare him off, did you?
I didn't scare him off. No, he did
All
he did his 4 years, and now he's a certified public accountant doing stuff in support of Amazon. So,
okay, so I asked you about music.
Okay.
Right? I asked you about your lineage to the 82nd Airborne All-American Division. Who do you think we got coming on the show today?
Must be someone from the 82nd.
That's right.
Like who?
And you know, two members.
What?
Two members of the fabled 82nd All-American Airborne Chorus.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go. Put on your boots, and
parachutes.
parachutes.
Shoot.
We're going up. Okay,
so
that's
many
enough.
of our listeners probably already know that they debuted on America's Got Talent just a few weeks ago. And they're on their way to the semifinals left on September 19th for their next live performance. Yeah.
So what we got to make sure is that all of our listeners that listen to this episode got to go out and what? Vote. They got to go vote for the 82nd Airborne Division Chorus.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Two members of the fabled 82nd Airborne All-American Chorus, Staff Sergeant Gilbert and Sergeant Vargas.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Thank y'all. We're super excited to be on today.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. Guys, in the background, they have this big 82nd patch. It's like, yeah, I feel the fever. I want to go jump out of a perfectly good airplane again. This is good time. Hey, Dan?
Yeah.
Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something special that happened recently?
Yes.
In your
They
life?
performed on America's Got Talent.
No. I'm
for
talking
me?
about you. What happened special for you?
It was my birthday.
It was your birthday.
Yeah.
I think since we have these special guys on the team, we should do something. You guys want to do that? Should we sing Dan Dailey happy birthday?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yesterday was my birthday.
It
Yesterday
doesn't
was my
matter.
birthday.
Remember now.
Can I tell you how old I am?
Yeah, go ahead. How old are you?
38.
I think that's accurate.
Okay, yeah, hold on. Okay, I'll leave that alone. You can be 38. You can be 38
Okay,
special.
all
But
right.
we're going to sing happy birthday anyway. On
you
the
have
count of
to?
3. Y'all ready?
Oh,
Yep.
my God.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
That needs some practice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sarmajor Dailey.
Dan.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Dun-dun-dun.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Second of all, do not play this episode until after you guys compete for the semifinals, because they're going to think that was Memorex on stage up there. That was a.
I didn't hear you sing yet, but we're going to get a chance to do
All
that.
right, I'm just joking. You guys sound awesome. Let's get in this. Let's focus on our guest today, Sergeant Gilbert. Let's start with you. Why is music so important to you?
I think music is really my driving force every single day. I have about a 45-minute to 50-minute drive every morning for PT. My alarm is actually Marvin Gaye. It starts off small, very soft, and it grows into large. That's what gets me up every morning, along with either rain sounds if my wife agrees with it for the night. But music really just gets me through my days. And when I'm feeling sad, I'm going to listen to some sad music. When I'm feeling happy, I'm going to listen to some rock. It's just something that I live by.
And Sergeant Vargas, now over to you. Why is music so important to you?
I grew up in a very traditional Puerto Rican household, so music was always around. Saturday mornings, time to clean. You hear that bachata, that merengue playing in the background. It's time to get up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We're dancing. We're sweeping. We're doing what we need to do. And any reason in my family, doesn't matter what it is, we're going to find a reason to party and dance and sing and laugh. So music has always been a big part of my life. Now I have a 2-year-old son. I'm married.
Nice.
And it's a continuous routine. I'm trying to make it as traditional as possible in my household. My uncle, Manny Manuel, he is known as the King of Hearts in Puerto Rico. He's very famous for merengue and salsa. We used to sing with him, all my little cousins, like all of us running around just singing with him, like, play this song, play that song. And he was in a boy band back then. And my mom's big thing was, I love singing, but like if my kids can be famous and do their own thing, that'll be great. So I did choir in high school, and I did plays as well in high school. So I just made sure to always stay around music.
Now, Sergeant Gilbert, how about you? Was there someone in your life that inspired you to be passionate about music?
I have nobody that motivated me to sing. I had until high school. When I did the musical, I did it to impress a girl, if I'm going to be honest. I really did. I did it to impress a girl, and I ended up getting a lead position, and she ended up getting background. And, I took the fame and fortune and ran with it, and she, we never worked out. But after that, I took a couple positions with local theater, and, I really fell into it. I did a little bit of modeling on the side, but singing never was ever in the question for me. It was just really, I always was good in the shower. Yeah. Is that good enough?
Was that a self-assessment, or did you get some help with that?
Like if you ask him to scale.
If I had to have anybody judge me, it would be, my daughters, where they would be, telling me to constantly be quiet.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. All right. So obviously, we have 2 members of the esteemed 82nd Airborne Chorus, but they're soldiers. So
that's right.
And a tradition we have here is, why did you become a soldier? So each of you, just real quick, tell us your stories Why did you join the Army and become a United States Army soldier?
So I went to Rutgers University in Camden.
Nice.
Got in through the nursing program. I did the EOF program and had my scholarships. But I just wasn't seeing that I was doing enough with myself. I was like, there's something else. I want to go do something else. I went to a Marine recruiter and was like, what do I have to do? And the Marine recruiter at the time looked at me and he was like, let's weigh you in. I weighed in at 110 pounds and I was 18 years old. And he was like, you need to build some muscle and come back to me. I didn't want to wait. I went right next door to the Army recruiter. And the Army recruiter, he is awesome. I still am in contact with him. Staff Sergeant retired Foster. And he was like, we're going to build some muscle on you. We're going to get you to eat right. We're going to go running. You're going to do the future soldier program. We're going to do all this. In a month, I stacked on 25 pounds of muscle. I was able to pass a APFT at the time.
Sergeant Gilbert, what's your story?
Well, once I hit high school, I already knew I was going into the military.
Oh, there we go.
There's 4 boys in my family, and all 4 of us are in the military or have cycled through the military. My 2 oldest brothers, they got in and got out after 1 contract, but my twin and I, we are still currently in. My twin's actually a recruiter in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
And so we did the buddy program where we came in, we went to the same basic training. We were in the same bunk as basic training. And then when we hit AIT, we were in the same room together. How we got away with that without the drill sergeant separating us, we still don't know to this day. But we enjoyed it. I knew when I hit high school, though, it was either the military or sports. And I knew about halfway through high school, sports was not going to be an option. I wanted to take the load off of my mom as far as signing for a loan. So I knew the military was going to be able to help me get through college. And that was just the only option for me.
Excellent. So you got a twin, too, huh, in the Army?
I do have a twin. And
Can he sing?
Funny thing, can he sing? Absolutely not. No? Absolutely not. Funny thing is, when we did...
You know he's going to listen to this, right?
Yeah,
you know?
he is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He'll co-sign on that as well. But the funny thing is, when we did America's Got Talent, there were so many people that contacted him saying, hey, I saw you. Like, you did a really, really good job. So he had to constantly explain that was not me.
Because that was my twin. I would have took credit and said, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Let's talk about some background on the history of the 82nd. The chorus itself. When was it started?
Chorus was started back in 1967.
64.
64.
64.
Are you the leader, Sergeant?
You're doing push-ups.
Oh, you're going to be in trouble for that, bro.
I should have a plus minus of at least 3 years here.
No.
Sergeant Gilbert,
Hey, no.
we will not edit that. I promise you. That's all going in
That's
there.
going to be in there.
That's all right. I'll take that. That's my personality.
1964. Okay.
Oh, that's like asking the SMA when the Army was formed and me telling them like 1828. You know, that's...
Okay, so tell us, what does the chorus do? And how many performances do they give every year?
So I would say our main goal is bringing morale. If we're going around base, there's a lot of missions like division retirements that we're doing, or when the holiday season comes around, we're going around and we're doing Christmas caroling inside of the PX. We're pretty much just going to performances for soldiers around base just to raise morale and to let them remember, take a step outside of all this Army stuff for just a second and listen to some good music for 5 minutes. There's a lot of missions that were requested, especially with school season coming around, where we go to elementary schools or high schools and we can sing for the students that are all there. That helps with recruiting events, especially for high schools. And we work with the recruiting partners that are around Fayetteville. We just got back from D.C., where we did the 82nd All-American Association. And all the people that have previously served in the 82nd, they come together and they love the chorus. Love the chorus. And we do all of their favorite songs just to remind them that we're standing on their shoulders right now.
And we also do retirements and memorials as well.
So did you guys jump into the Fort some location to come to the event? Or did you fly in? No?
We fly in. We always fly in. We're a little pampered.
You said it. I was going to get to that, but I'm glad you brought that up, because that was my viewpoint as a young company commander. I was like, man, Those guys are always going up. That's good. So
I'll
tell
admit
me,
it. I'll admit it.
Yeah, okay, it's all good. I was wondering how long it was going to take. For
I
that
should
to
call
come
the
out.
SMA. If they could jump in like the Golden Knights and then hit the ground with their microphones and sing, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Elements of the division do jump when they have their conferences. So when we went to Nashville, we jumped into Fort Campbell. That's another story for another time. So what's a typical day in the life of a chorus member?
Our day starts with regular 6:30 formation. We salute the flag. We do our accountability. And then we have from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, we do PT, whether that's running, gym.
Yep.
And then after that, our day starts at 09:30. And we're in rehearsal from 9:30 till 12 o'clock, just rehearsing whether it's for an upcoming mission or currently right now, our main hit is America's Got Talent. We have a TDY performance coming up in North Carolina that we're also going to be getting ready for this week. And then our entire day goes like that until 1700.
So Sergeant G, tell us, the motto is telling the Army story. And you kind of said that. Why do you think the chorus is so important to the Army?
We're ambassadors for the 82nd. And when you need to just take a step away from the intensity of the training that the 82nd does, the chorus is always there for that.
Mm-hmm.
We always try to put a smile on everybody's faces wherever we go. Our goal is to bring, smiles and laughter. That's it.
Okay, Sergeant Gilbert, so the 82nd Chorus has done hundreds of performances. So outside of the America's Got Talent, which one stands out as your favorite?
My favorite one is the Today Show. That was my first performance ever with the chorus. I had just graduated basic leaders course because I had pinned sergeant.
Yeah.
And the same day of my graduation, I was up at 4 a.m. to go practice the graduation and everything here at Bragg. The graduation ended
at Liberty, right?
Oh, for Liberty. Yes,
that's right.
For Liberty.
Okay.
And at the time, it was still Bragg.
It's all good.
So graduation ended at 12 o'clock. I was on a flight at 1:30 that same day to head to New York City.
Okay. So how about you, Sergeant Gilbert?
We did the Elizabeth Dole Foundation in Washington, D.C. in October of last year. And I got to meet my all-time favorite hero, Tom Hanks, when we were backstage. Just before we were about to go on stage, he came back there and said hi to all of us. And I used to work at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, and my life was looking at Forrest Gump day after day on repeat. So all I knew was mannerisms for Forrest Gump. Everything Tom Hanks, I just knew it. Fun facts about him, everything.
Nice.
And he's such a nice man. Like he took the time to take pictures with all of us. His assistants were trying to rush him out the room, but he was just giving us time. It was a very awesome experience. That being my first performance, walking out on stage and seeing not only a couple hundred people that were there, but knowing that it was being live streamed to thousands of people, it was a different experience for me.
Defining possible starts at Northrop Grumman. With over 90,000 employees, including 16,000 veterans, Northrop Grumman is committed to pushing the limits of possible to deliver a safer, smarter future for America's warfighters and everyone they protect. Visit ngc.com to see how they're defining possible every day.
Welcome back to Army Matters. We're here with two members of the 82nd Airborne Chorus, Sergeant Gilbert and Sergeant Vargas. Now, one of the reasons you're both here is that millions were wowed by your appearance on America's Got Talent. So, I'm excited, and I know our listeners are too, because I've got a lot of questions about the whole program and the prep. But I want to start off with a simple one. Why My Girl? I mean, why?
My Girl is the 82nd Chorus theme song. Any performance that we know that we're going to be doing a fun song, My Girl is the first up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, early last year, we had a video of us where we were waiting to go onto a C-130 for a jump. and we were all waiting in our parachutes, just sitting around one of the drop zones. And we impromptu just started singing My Girl. And that went viral on a social platform, which ended up on the local news. And that just kind of like established who we are with the 82nd Chorus.
Nice. You mean you guys jump out of airplanes for real?
Absolutely. There are those of us who still maintain their jump status, and we don't get around that. We still have to make sure we're getting our jumps.
Now, one of the most touching parts of America's Got Talent performance was how you paid tribute to a former member of the chorus, Specialist Elijah Crawford. He passed away a week before taping. Can you tell us about that? Did you think about canceling the performance?
Yeah, it was tough because it happened right before the weekend, and we still had to drive on. We still had other performances that we had to get through, and it was difficult, I would say, more for the command team because they're looking at us every day and are they okay? Can we get this performance done? You know, can we stay focused for us to go all the way out there? I think all of us realized it was more than about us at that time. And we had to take our times, set our emotions aside just to make sure the mission was complete before we could take our time to actually mourn. And I think we all did it at that point for the family of Crawford at the time. So it was just making sure that the family was okay and we followed through for what Crawford would have really wanted.
Was there a moment during the performance that you felt, we got this thing, we're going to win?
It was the time where we're hitting the second verse into the song, and I look at the judges and Simon Cowell smiling. That man, okay? And I get very intimidated when it comes to people of very strong character. Like, I'm a very strong, soulful person. But if he does not like you, you will tell it on his face and he will tell you.
I love that.
So, yes, when he started smiling, I was like, okay, that's all that matters. Sofia Vergara, she's dancing while we're doing our thing. Heidi's smiling. Howie's having a great time. And Simon's smiling. We're going to be A-okay.
And with people like that, you know what you got, right?
Yes.
They're not going to tell you you're awesome when you're not.
Exactly.
And they're going to let you know when you're not, right? So when Simon says you guys are awesome, then you know you're awesome.
Yeah.
That's what's good about these people.
Walking out there, I really didn't know what type of welcoming party we were going to have. And the last thing I wanted was for them to say yes just because we're the Army. Like she said, when we started with the chant, I saw their faces. Their faces dropped. They're like, oh, just an Army chant? Like, that's all we're getting today? Like, okay, well, let me smile and wave, you know. And then once we went into our song and I saw them start to actually relax, Simon was the biggest person we all just wanted to impress. As long as he was impressed, nobody could care less about what everybody else was saying. So as soon as we saw him smiling, and I think for me, after watching the video when it came out and he said that I had a great personality, I think that was a hallmark of my career. So
now that next performance is on September 19th, and it's going to be live, right?
Live performance.
Woo! No room for any mistakes there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then it's America's vote. So the judges leave it up to everybody else to vote.
That's right. So for all the listeners out there, you need to tune in and vote for our U.S. Army 82nd All-American Chorus. I'll tell you what, I'm going to just say something up front. I mean, of course, I hope you guys win, but the second you stand on that stage, you made this Sergeant Major proud.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Sergeant Major.
Now, I know that you can't give us too much, but can you at least give our listeners a little sneak preview of what you're going to be doing on September 19th? You know, our listeners pay huge money for our podcasts.
That's right.
Actually, I think they get them for free. But anyway, how about just a little hint?
If we did that, I would need a list of everyone who is listening to sign an NDA.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, well, sorry.
I'm a little anxious there.
Okay. So obviously, you're not going to tell us. So I have one final question. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Army concert or just
No. Any
concert.
concert, bro. Everything's on the table.
Say Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
Don't say Lady Gaga.
This is one of the few concerts that I went to that the opening act was better than the main act. I went to a Meek Mill concert, but his opening act was Miguel when Miguel was first starting up, and he had his hit song Adoring You out. He came out, he did that song, and I don't think I've ever
screamed for a man before in my life, other than my dad. And that was it was very impressive just to see his like stage presence and how he was able to just knock that song out of the park.
Nice. How about you, Simon Vargas?
I don't really go to concerts. I'm claustrophobic. But I went with my best friend for the opening act as well. It was Ariana Grande, but Prince Royce was opening up that night in Philadelphia. I love that man. I grew up listening to that man. So it was a great time. But that was my first and last concert I went to.
And now you get to put on your own concerts. How cool is that? Now, Simon Vargas, you're an alto, right?
I'm an alto, yes. Okay. I can switch back and forth from soprano and alto.
How about you, Sanji? Tenor?
A bass.
I'm a bass.
Are you a bass?
Bass.
Really? Okay.
That's right.
Les, I got an idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's let them do another take on their singing, because the happy birthday song, I'm just going to think, it was terrible. It was terrible. Let's give our listeners a little piece of the alto and the bass together. Give us a little something. Ready?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we have them do the entrance song coming in? When you say, here we go.
Oh, you want to do that?
Hey, give us something, man. Give us something.
Bro. We got to run it through our channels first, Major.
No, hold on. You can do that part. That is
approves.
Already out there. You don't have to get that clear.
I never stopped being the SMA. I'm the SMA for life. You're doing it. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Hey, how much of it do you want? Like the whole thing?
Just give us the 10.
No, we'll tell you when to stop.
All right, here we
go. You want
to
put the beat down for you or what?
Nope, we got it.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm backing off.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Get ready.
Go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Airborne.
Airborne.
Every day.
Every day.
We run.
To
the sun. No sweat. Not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees.
Down in the mess hall on my knees.
I got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was molded and the meat was bad.
Bread was molded and the meat was bad.
And you know darn well that you can't eat that.
All right.
Hey, good job. Well done there, troopers.
That was awesome.
There we go. Good job, guys. That's good. Hey, we're so proud of you.
Terribly proud of you guys.
Yeah, terribly proud. So I retired in November as the Army's Inspector General, and then Dan retired as the SMA. And with you guys doing what you do, making a difference every day, understand that us guys on the outside are looking at you, and we're very proud of you.
Appreciate
so
that.
You got to understand that and know what that means when it comes from us guys. And the reason why we're doing this podcast today is so people can know that it's okay to serve.
That's right.
And they know that their lives have changed because of that. And we appreciate you doing that.
I mean, we're proud of you guys and proud of every one of our soldiers. But you are telling a story for those 1.2 million men and women serving our country, and you're exposing the talent, the character, the competence, the commitment of all those soldiers to people who have never known that we have such talented people. And you're reaching homes across America and abroad.
Yeah.
And you're just making us all proud. Yeah. So you better win. You just have to win.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure.
Just going to give you the Sergeant Major answer. If you don't win, just stay there. Don't come home. Don't come home. That's right. We'll put you in the Big Red One. So you'll be the Big Red One chorus then. I don't know or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. We wish you all the best, and God bless you guys.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Sergeant Major.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on Army Matters. We have a lot of special people, but these are two special 82nd Airborne paratroopers. Yes, they actually do jump out of perfectly good airplanes. Staff Sergeant Gilbert and Sergeant Vargas. So, guys, thanks a lot for coming out today, and we really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and give our best to the rest of the team.
We will. Thank you.
Giving warfighters the ultimate high ground. That's defining possible. From below the sea to above the atmosphere, Northrop Grumman is pioneering the future of technology in every domain, ensuring America's warfighters are prepared to take on any challenge. Learn more at ngc.com and start your journey to defining possible today. To all our listeners, thanks for joining us. Army Matters is brought to you by the Association of the United States Army, the U.S. Army's professional association, member-supported, Army-connected. Visit us at ausa.org for more information or to become a member. Your membership helps AUSA continue to carry out its mission, educate, inform, and connect with the total Army, our industry partners, and supporters of a strong national defense. Today's episode was hosted by Lieutenant General Retired Les Smith and SMA Retired Dan Dailey, and anchor hosted by Carrie Vargas. Anthony Del Call is the producer and writer, and Andy Bosnack is the supervising sound editor. Unzinga Curry is the executive producer, and the senior producers are Carrie Vargas and LaSharon Duncan. Special thanks to Fremantle Media North America Incorporated and Made Mantle Limited Company, who provided the America's Got Talent clips you heard at the beginning of the show. Be sure to subscribe to Army Matters wherever you get your podcasts, and please leave a review. As you know, we love seeing stars in the Army, especially if it comes in the form of a 5-star review. AUSA's Army Matters podcast can also be heard on Reach Across America Radio on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, on the iHeartRadio app, the Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app with the search of the word Reef. AUSA's Army Matters podcast primary purpose is to entertain. The podcast does not constitute advice or services. While guests are invited to listen, listeners, please note that you're not being provided professional advice from the podcast or the guest. The views and opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the views of AUSA. For questions or to provide topic recommendations, email us at podcast@ausa.org. I'm LaSharon Duncan. Hope you have a great Army Day. Hooah!